I've been an elected official now for 8 years as a council person, and I've had an amazing experience doing that. But I'm really looking forward and excited about the opportunity to be our next mayor. And what made me decide to run was our current mayor's not going to be running anymore, and it presents an opportunity for someone with bold vision, common sense solutions, who's about delivering results to take our city to the next level. We are a great city with so much promise and opportunity. Sometimes, though, we get in our own way and we just get stuck. And I think we're at that place right now where we're really close to just showing the world what amazing promise this city has as a beautifully diverse community. For crime, twofold. I think we need more police officers. We're down about 200 officers, and unfortunately, we have the lowest number of patrol officers than any other city of our size, urban city of our size. And so we're not really starting from a place where we can even have a conversation about whether we should have more officers, because we're operating at a deficiency right now. But we also need to double down and invest in preventative and early intervention programs and programs that really offer a lot of outreach at early levels for people, so that they don't get on the criminal justice path, that they have positive alternatives that give back to the community, that give them a sense of pride and keep them from making bad decisions, which we see so often with our youth. And I'm proud to have been involved in that kind of work my entire life in my professional career. The second issue is homelessness. Homelessness is a major issue throughout the region, but in the city of Long Beach especially. How I wish we would address homelessness, and how I will address homelessness as mayor, is we have to increase the number of outreach teams we have. Every district needs to have a street outreach team that's committed to that district and committed to those hot spots. But beyond that, once our outreach teams are out there and they're there on a consistent basis and developing relationships where people are agreeing to go into a service or accept a different type of housing environment than living on the streets, which takes a lot of respect and dignity and a relationship based on trust. Once we get to that point, where do we put people? Where do we take them? Do we have the right services? Do we have availability? So I want to look at bringing in our nonprofit partners and even our private sector partners to look at things like pallet home communities, where people can go and there's wraparound services on site, and they have an opportunity to go to detox or go to rehab if they want. But if not, they have an opportunity to just live there instead of living on the streets. Our public parks and beaches and spaces that the public wants to use are in front of businesses is really not the right place for people who are experiencing homelessness to be. They don't want to be there, and the residents don't want them to be there. So we have to think about not just having enough outreach teams, but where do they go once those outreach teams become effective? And having a pallet community with services on site is the way to go. I'll actually be going to visit one on Monday in Redondo Beach, and I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully they can partner with us. And then finally, how do we get more jobs, and how do we get more opportunities for people to stay in Long Beach with a job that pays well, offers them growth opportunities. And the way we do that is two. I'm a small business owner. As a city, we need to have a comprehensive plan for small businesses. There's so much capacity for small businesses to grow just within their own employees, giving their own employees opportunities for additional training, entrepreneurship, and allowing those businesses who have the capacity to grow to be able to grow from one store to more. That's job creation, but it's also just investing in the community and the employees that those businesses hire, like ours. We have 11 women employees in our business now. Every single one of them is an equity owner of the business. We share our profits with our employees. And for us, it's important for them to learn management and entrepreneurship, because someday they're going to leave us, and it's important for them to have those skills. And the second thing is, beyond small business, we really need to focus on specific business sectors like healthcare, aerospace and Space Beach that we've talked a lot about, and arts and entertainment, and of course maritime. Those are industry sectors that we really need to focus on and think about incentives that we can give them, financial incentives where they're vested and they have a voice in how those industry sectors continue to grow in the city, not geographically, but throughout the city of Long Beach. Let's see if they can have a voice in recruiting other businesses and building housing for the employees of those businesses. We have to give them a financial incentive, and we can do that through our economic innovation districts. Long Beach is the most amazing city ever. I've lived everywhere. I was born in the United States, but my family's from Iran. So we lived in Iran and we left during the revolution. And when my mother and I came to America, we were trying to make our way here in this country. And she worked many jobs, which caused us to move a lot. We lived with my uncle for a while. So I lived in Indiana. I've lived in Iowa. I've lived in the San Fernando Valley in multiple cities. And there's no place that I would feel like is home other than Long Beach. I found it when I came here for Cal State Long Beach. It changed the trajectory of my life. And now it's the only home my boys will ever know. And it's the only house that I ever lived in, with no shared walls and a backyard, was the house that I bought in this city. And to me, it makes me super proud to live here. I love the weather. I love the diversity. I love that even though it's super expensive to live here, we still remain the most affordable coastal city in the state of California. That makes me super proud, and I hope we can keep that. And I love everything that Long Beach has the potential to be, and I'm excited to be a part of its future.